Rehab Roman. Yeah, we back from the end. 3 chairs, 1 mic. Say a prayer, then we play. Trayvon with the truth like a closing bell. Sit down, take a breath, we've been close to hell. Got jokes, got scars, yeah, we both can tell. How the bottle took the wheel, almost broke the shell. Raph laughed in the back, but his eyes say more. Seen lines on the counter, seen friends on the floor. Now it's lines in the notebook, leave pain at the door. Turn the shame into stories they can't ignore.
Just turn on the light, hit record, then reflect. Every relapse, recap, what did we neglect? If the past is a bill, this is how we collect. Talk it out, so direct, get some damn respect.
This that rehab Romans. We were gone, now we stand in the open. Turn our rock bottom in a moment. Every hard truth sung like an omen. Rehab Romans. We were boys, now we brothers in focus. Say the ugliest things, keep it honest. If you cling to the hurt, you'll stay hopeless.
Rehab Romance.
All right, guys and girls and whatever else. Man, my name is Rafe, and this is the Rehab Romance. I'm always accompanied with our favorite African-American, Trayvon. Shout out. And then our second favorite African-American, Jed.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
It's in the Ancestry. What is it?
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com. But yeah, no. So we are just rambling about whatever else. But no. So kind of looking forward to a couple topics a little bit different than the last. But I was kind of thinking about like what was it like the first 6 months, and then Exhibit A of what it's like in the first 6 months of recovery. And I was kind of thinking of the struggles of like even from the outsider perspective. And I remember I was doing this thing at my work where we bring in alumni and then their families to come tell their stories to the families, so the families could relate and understand a little bit more of what the alcoholic addict's going through. And so I was doing it at first, me and my father, and I'd love to get him on here one day though and do that. That would be I think it would be great. And so anyways, we were doing it, and of course selfishly I'm thinking like, man, this is perfect to add to the resume. It's another little thing, you know what I mean? And then I was like actually focusing in and listening, and he was like, man, that first 3 to 4 months, he was worried all the time, just like when I was out and about drinking and drugging, about like, when is the other shoe gonna drop? When is he gonna get high again? When is it, you know what I mean? And then it's switching to like, oh shit, like he's actually doing this thing. Like I see differences all across the board, and which was really cool. And then of course on our side is like, or at least in my experience, that first 6 months, really the first 3 to 4 was like survival. Go to a meeting, call your sponsor. Go to a meeting, call your sponsor. Go meet up with sponsor. Go to a meeting. Do whatever they told me to do, because like the fear of relapse was so big for me. Like during that time, like I was like, I don't want to go back out. And so whatever they told me, dude, I did. But there was that fear, you know what I mean, that was also driving me, which also drove me to a solution to some extent. So it was like this fear of, oh my God, because I was full of it as soon as I got sober. Oh my God, dude, the floodgates were open. All the shit I was blocking for X amount of years is finally coming out, and I don't know how to handle them, and I want to run, but I know running isn't going to work, and I wanted to fight, and I know fighting wasn't going to work. And so, yeah, just like actually put in the work. But from your standpoint, Jed, right now, because you're coming up in 6 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at with, I don't know, basically, because I could sit here and tell you what I think or Trayvon thinks and where you're at, but where are you at internally, and where were you at a few months ago?
Well, it's definitely different. Like after having like, this is not my first 6 months or whatever, but it's my first 6 months after relapsing after having time. So it's way different. It's way in a lot of ways it's way harder. In some ways it's way easier, because it's kind of like a glove that I just put back on, where it's like when I was out there, I was very scared that I was never going to be able to be happy being sober again, or like, because I forgot. It's crazy how it works. Like, you just forget that you were ever content and happy being sober. It's like it's just gone, and then you just think that you're just fucked. And I can only be happy doing drugs again now. And then it really is thinking like, there's no way that like, how am I gonna get through the day? But then like I remember it clicked one day when I was at Victory. I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think it was like the first time I laughed. I was like, oh yeah, I like this. I'm back. And it's a mind fuck for me because of how like I'm very much almost traumatically so. I've been locked down in institutions for so much of my life that it's a whole mental. It's kind of like you said, like when you get locked up again, it's like it's a whole different mindset that I shift into. It's like I understand the mental torment that I'm going to go through. I know the tricks to get through it. I know like how to space out a day. I know I can do it. But it's yeah, it is. But the difference was this time that I had to like go back and then like deal with the wreck. I couldn't just start over. That was the difference.
Because of the family.
Because of the family.
Responsibility. It's just, I'm sure, totally different.
Completely different.
So at what point, I mean, probably when you were in treatment or not.
Wow, I just had deja vu, like completely. Like seriously.
Shit.
Yeah.
At what point did you begin to give yourself a break? Because I know people that come out, they relapse and they get the treatment and they cannot forgive themselves for it. You know, they beat themselves up like hard. Mm-hmm. You know, I see people that hadn't even come back from that, to be honest with you.
It's funny, probably because I knew I was probably on the opposite end of the spectrum where I just I'm working, doing this for so long, working in treatment, seeing it. I'm just such a huge champion for people that relapse and like trying to like being like, bro, it's okay. Like this shit happens. That in my mind, I'm like, dude, this shit happens. It wasn't self-forgiveness as much as like more shame and regret and I guess the forget, like I think I was able to forgive myself for sure, but it was more like dealing, how do I swallow the reality of the situation I put myself in, and just kind of like, especially financially, and really just like, man, you fucked yourself bad, dude. Like that was not worth it.
Well, then when, and that's a perfect segue to the next thing is like, so when were you first able to breathe? And what I mean by that is, in the sense of the listeners out there, is like where everything was just, it's starting to become contentment.
I think I can answer that.
Peaceful.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I seen it myself. The moment you walked out your room in your drawers.
Oh yeah.
That's wild shit.
Yeah, bro.
I don't want to see that. I mean,
I was not breathing yet, bro.
Yeah,
I was a struggle bus, dude.
Yeah.
Man, probably when I got into Matt's house, I think was around like 3 months.
Shout out to Matt Corley. He's a good dude.
He's a solid guy. I mean, it was he's like the dude that, we lived together back in 2013, but it was like even if his house was full, like I'd message him like, hey, you got a spot? And he was like, I'll make one. Like that, like
Build a bed.
Yeah, yes. Solid dude. That was around the time, like when I like hit the stride. Really, that's the other thing about relapsing when you get older. I mean, I think I finally quit sweating. Yeah. Like after literally sweating, like after 3 months or so. And that was when a little pink cloudy, even it might have even taken closer to 5 months, like really just these last, because it seemed like the first 3 months took forever. I remember I picked up 2 months and then like waiting to get that 3 month, and I was like, dude, This
You put on a damn good poker face. I'll say that.
yeah.
You really did, bro. Cause you know, I mean, I didn't. There's you and a few other people, man. That, you know, I came here in 2022, but like even prior to that, like y'all had been in the community. You know what I'm saying? And like you got yourself back into the fellowship, man, and you allowed the fellowship to embrace you, man. And I realized like how many people knew you prior to me, like
Yeah.
for me, you know, from the time we met.
Yeah.
You know, and it was crazy to see.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, how do you know Jay? And I was like, how do you know Jay?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? What the fuck?
And I think that was part of that was it was nice. Like I'd forgotten it.
That feeling.
Because I'd gotten so resentful at the program and then so Aaron brought this up too because he was like, "Oh, I read one of your like Friends of Bill posts from like 2021," and
It just popped up recently
did.
for me too.
Yeah, it did.
really?
Layla
Yeah.
commented on
Yeah.
it.
Oh, the click thing?
Yeah.
Yo, I was so because I had a client, he was a little weird. He had like been initially accepted and then like gotten ostracized and he overdosed and died. And I was fucking furious. Like I was so mad, dude. I haven't gone back and read it to see like my tone, but I remember I was
It was
so
absurd.
mad, dude.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
Really-
Because I blamed
Really hit it like,
I blamed the clique at the time. I was like, y'all fucking did this. You know, that's not true, but
yeah.
it's like that's you know, you stay in the, you know, whatever. You stay in the rooms long enough, you see that. And it's you know, I mean, hell, it has changed so much from 2014 and the people that were there before I was there at 2014 will say the same thing. And there are the people that still there's a handful that still stick around, but a year from now, the whole room will shift.
Oh yeah.
It's like a macro version of treatment swapping, like when the community shifts.
Yeah.
So I had gone through a stage of like just getting really bitter at AA, and really it was so getting into a new healthy fellowship was like so invigorating, and it was kind of like, oh, I forgot what I was missing, and just kind of realizing that like, oh, it is I guess it's cult like in that way where when you're on the outs you feel like you're on the outs, and then when you're in the ends you feel like you're in the ends. So I can see that, but I don't think the only time I was on the outs was when I put myself on the outs.
Right.
Like nobody
Right.
cares.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever.
Man, I was like, when you said that, it kind of it made me. I was so big headed in my head just now. I was like, I am the end. You know?
Oh yeah. I
Like,
get it.
like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say I try to be that person because I am that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am who I am. You know, I don't mind greeting people. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind.
That's
shaking
second
hands with
nature.
people. Yeah, you know, like that's just that. I don't mind talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I will say like, I don't. I don't know, I'm not gonna say I don't like people. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't know, bro. Like, I like to be who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even on my Facebook post, bro. Like, I post a lot of dumb shit with the AI shit.
I
bro.
love it, dude.
And people, people just be like, man, I can't wait to see your next video. And I'm like, fuck, I should just stop posting this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So like, oh, you just made it lame.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, man, the rooms, I told y'all not too long, off cameras is now, like, bro, it changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it changed a lot, bro. You know,
Yeah.
so you, like you said, it's kind of like the treatment swap, and I see it, bro. And and do you want to be a part of that, or do you want to be a part of something else?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's your decision.
But what's the cool thing about like what we have the opportunity is it's like, yes, it's gonna do that every year where it's gonna swap out and here comes a new batch of a bunch of new people that you don't know. But it's like so up to us to continuously like carry that message
Yep.
and show them
Yeah.
like
Yep.
and what I always get frustrated, this is a frustration of mine and that's something I need to inventory more is like people are like, oh, I don't go to that meeting because it's sick. And I'm like, well, what was the whole point of us getting sober? It was to help the sick and suffering.
Right.
And so it frustrates me when like it becomes that click, but at the same time, really it's none of my fucking business. And the second thing is like, you know, what am I doing though?
Right.
Like it keep you which that's the great thing about the inventory is like going back to okay, so what are you doing for it? If you have the moment to complain about it, what are you really doing in the moment of it? And which I do. Look, I am the most selfish, self-centered. It feels like, you know, justification in me are like this, and it's dangerous for me. But no, the first 6 months, man. I tip my hat to everyone out there that's in that first 6 months, because that's a strange time, dude. You haven't really figured it out yet, or you're working on figuring it out, or you've just started to figure it out. And if you're not diving into it, you're really hurting yourself in the longer run of it. But at the same time, that's just your experience, so maybe you need that. But for instance, like someone like Jed or Tremont or me and so many others, where you just dive in and you're just like, I don't even know what I'm fucking fearful about, but I'm going to a meeting. You know what I mean? And that, hey, we love that. Dude, do that. We can figure it out as we go. But like diving into it is just so important, because I would look at it almost like a percentage game. It was like when I wake up, it's like, all right, pray and meditate. All right, that's a good start. Then call somebody in the program. Send them some kind of scripture or some kind of recovery quote or something like that. Call my sponsor. Go to a meeting. Be of use for that meeting. Maybe take a nap, and then like whatever else. But like continuously aiming to snowball in the right direction was such a huge thing of mine. And even to this day, of like also like, all right, well, what's the next thing we're gonna go, and we're gonna go crush? Like, what is the next thing? Let's crush that. Let's, even if it starts out as small as I wake up and I thank God and whatever, your higher power, and then meditate, and then brush my teeth. All right, well, hey, I'm brushing my teeth. All right, I made my bed. All right. But seriously, it's small, but it's small wins, dude, because that's it. Recovery's all about it ain't about the dragons you slay throughout recovery. It's the small anthills every single day. Yeah. And I'm so glad I heard that when someone said that before. You know what I mean?
Well, that's so, like, speaking of saying that, like, so that was the other difference too, is I'm so relentlessly self-critical and probably critical of others that it's kind of like I was talking about with like not like self-running podcasts. It's like I was so overly cautious about not wanting to come across as like, we know the ones that like to hear themselves speak, right? And it's like, okay, are you doing that to be egoic, or are you trying to like help someone? And so like I just never said anything.
Just who you are.
Right. But a dude, Grant, pointed out to me, he was like, dude, you've been going to AA for like 25 years. Like, you should probably fucking say something. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, you go, your voice. Yeah. Like, yeah, so that has been, because it's like, oh, this meeting sucks. Okay, then, like, say something. Like, to help, don't just, because the whole point of it is to help the...
Yeah. Oh, God, but... Talk about slaying the dragon, though. You know what I'm saying? You go to those meetings and you say something, and sometimes it's hit or miss. Sometimes, but I guess the whole idea is to just hit one person. Yeah.
Yeah,
and get out of the self-jail free card, dude. Too.
That's the treatmentism where, like, because I struggled with like, oh, I'm not helping anyone, and my clinical supervisor was like, you're gonna talk to 30 to reach one, and you don't know which one it is.
Baby.
We
are
seeds,
seed
dude.
planters. We are not gardeners, man.
Yep.
I mean, we every now and then we get the opportunity to garden, but we're very much seed planters, and if you come in with the expectation of that, not only in recovery, but working in treatment, like I'm a seed planter, then you're not gonna, your expectations are gonna be real low on what happens next, which is a great thing.
Oh, yeah.
But for someone like me, and I'm sure just like y'all, we're hopeful. We're delusionally hopeful.
Yeah, I am.
And that's dangerous too, because we place the expectation of, it's clicking. Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean? And look, the reality is, and Jed hit it earlier, dude, relapse is part of my story. It's not a part of everyone's story. It doesn't have to be a part of the story, but it could be. And if you relapse, man, guess what? We're alcoholic addicts. We're more than that, but we're also that. And so if you drink or you drug, no one's going to be like, oh,
I know.
dumbfounded.
Yeah.
They're like, no,
Clutch
man,
my pearls.
we get it.
Well,
I would be like,
because
this long?
Yeah, dude, it could be, dude. Because some of you get dry, and we get it too. I've been dry a couple months of my sobriety.
Yeah.
I know, and it's hard for me I forget that a lot of people, even y'all, like y'all have never seen like IV cocaine Jed, where like
Praise God.
yeah, dude, for real. So I struggled. So it's so funny to me when I'll have friends or people, they're like, oh, you know, I did this. I'm like, oh, it's okay, little buddy. Like, dude, what do you think? I just got it like that? Like, no, dog.
I tell people I did
no.
fentanyl, they was like, "What? You?" I'm like, brother, I did that and much more. You know what I'm saying? Fentanyl was just my God.
Fitting all that dick in your
I'm telling you. There you go. There you go. That's the gym.
What? So then you go to the tree. By the way, I didn't even notice your fucking shoe.
I
which
noticed
is
it
so
too. Those are
rare.
great.
I did notice those. Sick,
Those are great.
dude. It's like you skinned Barney and one of his friends.
Like you took a Jeffrey
Yeah,
fuzzy
dude.
wall.
Yeah. Can I feel it? Can I feel it?
Those are
Like a
nice.
mythical creature.
Yeah.
But
Vista Verde.
going to U Tree Bar is like, so what was your major struggles that first year?
Damn. You know what? I will say this, man. I don't even think I had any, and I could honestly say, well, like, why. So, I have a friend of mine. We were in treatment together, you know, and man, as a matter of fact, we was in there with Travis. You know, we were all in there. And Travis was a very inspiring dude, man. You know,
See?
yeah, very inspiring. And he used to and like it's so crazy how, like I told y'all last episode, I was watching The Wire and they had like an episode on there where they were in the NAB and the guy was like, you know, I have another relapse in me. I don't know if I have another recovery in me. And Travis used to say that all the time, bro. And it was like, man, don't say that, you know. But needless to say, man, got out of treatment, man, and I was introduced to DAA early. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that was in my head was get a sponsor, get a home group, get a service position. I did those 3 things in less than a week. And then 2 weeks later, I got introduced to WIPO. And I think literally that's what saved me from any struggles that I had. Yeah, because once I found that, bro, it was literally like not only a family within Lafayette, but like family in St. Petersburg, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Family in Texas, family in Tennessee.
New York,
Family-
all
yeah,
of
you know what I'm saying?
across the
All over,
states.
yeah, bro. You know, and it definitely, it helped me because I let those people, like, I let them.
You let 'em in.
Yeah, they always just say, let us love you. You know what I'm saying? And I did that because I didn't know how to love myself.
You
Yeah.
also, it's almost like that thing where someone doesn't go to college until they know what they want to do. Where like I got forced into recovery at, my first NA meeting, I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. You think I was
No.
done?
No.
No.
Just
So just getting
Yes.
started. My sponsor asked me to get him weed at the time.
Nice.
So I was like, oh wow, so this is a joke.
Yeah.
I remember we went to this house party.
get
Bro.
drunk
We went to
here.
this house party. I walked in the door and I looked around the room and it was basically half my home group. And like I walk in the door and everyone like puts a beer behind their back and then they're like, and we're like,
Oh my god,
Oh,
dude.
bro.
That's so fucked, dude.
yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Like,
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, so this is just a fucking.
this is the thing.
This is the thing.
Well, so I want to go back to Trat. I won't speak much on it, but rest in peace, man. But when I was working there when y'all were in there, and I think was coming up on a year or just made a year, and I still questioned myself. You know what I mean? It was my codependency was running high at the time, and I'll get into more of that later. But I was like, man, am I really attracting this as I work as a tech? Am I because I wasn't work. You know what I mean? Like I'm not promoting my program while I'm there, but I'm trying to attract it by my actions and behaviors. And one day Travis pulled me aside and he's like, that's what recovery's all about. And it made me give me like not a pound back. It was more like okay, you're doing it. Like, yes, let's continue this direction. Even though someone would say, oh, that was an attaboy. Whatever, that's fine, dude. But for me, it was like in my head because I doubt myself so much back
You
then.
needed that validation.
I needed that validation. That was a God wink to me of like, you're in the right direction, keep pushing. And then, that's that first year. I think my biggest struggles my first year were all like, I know everyone's like, you know, in recovery, you take self, you're like, all right, I take full responsibility. But all shit aside, my actions and behaviors place myself in positions to be harmed in so many different ways. And so, like, when I got into recovery, you know, first of all, sobriety, I wouldn't say recovery. When I first got into the sobriety thing and started going to meetings and stuff, I didn't know shit about recovery. I just wanted to stay sober and meet some pretty girls and eat food and hang out. That was really it. Like that. And so when I was it was starting to click, you know what I mean? I was still like in like shitty behaviors. And so like messing with this girl who was in and out of a long-term relationship and still looking for that validation outside. And which I totally understand and relate with anyone that does it. Don't get me wrong. And so then I'm working steps and I'm starting to get connected and like my self-worth is coming back. And so like my boundaries I'm learning how to like say no. And when you start out in a, what is it? Well, I would say just very open watered relationship with no boundaries on your end, you put yourself in a position to be harmed later on because you're not setting those things from the beginning, which I needed that experience so much that when I got into my next relationship, I was like, this works, this doesn't, that's where I stand, that's where I'm flexible.
Trial and error.
You trial and error, man, which, by the way, fucking shocker, that's what recovery is. A lot of trial and error, what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
But
I will say, I remember, like going back to it, like, so it's a struggle of mine still, probably for both of y'all too. Balance.
Oh, yeah.
And balance was my biggest struggle, going back to that. But I remember when I did one-on-one counseling for like 18 months. So I had to finish IOP and OP, and my counselor was like, whenever you need, we can still meet once a month, whatever like that. And bro, I remember it was probably after my 6-month period. He asked me like, "What are your morals and values?" Bro, I cannot answer that.
And you're like, what are those?
Oh, yeah, right.
What are those again?
Can I buy a vowel?
Yeah.
Use
it in a sentence.
I didn't even bro. I really didn't know, and it was embarrassing. And I remember that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I gotta dig deep.
Yeah. And what point of your recovery, like in like time wise, were you at?
It was, like I said, it was probably about 7-8 months.
Oh
You know
shit!
what I'm saying? It was. I would say that was still too late for me because I hadn't worked the steps already. You know what I'm saying? But it just lets me know I didn't dig as deep as I should have. Or it was something I wasn't even thinking of. That was on another plane for me.
Well, but and so like I'm thinking about it in your situation, and I'm like, man, like okay. Well, the first, 4 to 6 months survival. So, and then you work through steps and you start to finally get this freedom. And then, man, I think it was, 7 months, 7 months. And, I can't stand it too. But like finally, like where you're starting to become aware of these things, you're starting to become more, you're able to be more content and peace.
Yeah.
And so like, man, I think that like in my head, at least, I'm like, man, that sounds like a perfect time for you to really start. Because, like, it took me a minute, man, because I was so caught up in bullshit that I placed myself in it. And I remember there was a really great this thing. So, ended up, the relationship ended terribly, but the way it should have ended, I guess, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? And so I was, like, lost in these, like, couple months of, like, not knowing that, like, I was connected with my God. There was no doubt for that, but I wasn't connected internally with myself. I felt this disconnect. And so I did a lot of soul searching, and what that looked like for me is like getting to know myself a lot more in different areas and getting uncomfortable in areas I never went. So I started going down like this trauma path of like learning more about my trauma and childhood. And I went to this place called On-Site, man. I always talk about it, man. It's like my second biggest spiritual thing, man. And wouldn't have had it without the 12 steps. And dude, I go there, and you're there for 6 days, no phone, none of that. You don't know the person you're with's last name, and you don't know their occupation, etc., because you're just all on an even path. And man, from day 2 to the last day, just sobbing, crying, learning things about myself. And learning that like basically what had happened was I grew up way too quick. I thought I was growing up way too quick. And the reality was
Right.
I was pushing the inner child in myself aside for these moments. And the closer I find, this is from my experience, I'm not saying this is everyone's, the closer I get to my inner child of being that child, the closer I get to God, because my imagination is a lot bigger, my creativity, my passion, my love, my compassion has grown 10x when I get closer to Him. And so, and I do this all the time, not as much as I'd like, but I'll look to my side, like looking at my little version of myself, like, hey, little dude, like I see, I'm with you, I see you. And I look at it also in a sense when I'm aware of it, and I need to get back on that horse for sure. But when I'm aware of it, I'm like, wait. This used to happen when you were younger. Let me take care of it.
Would your little selves be stoked about who you are today, you think?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
Fuck yeah. He'd be proud of me. He'd say you got lost and you still they tend to slide off the path, but I'm very proud of you. I really think he'd give me a hug and
then he hit you in the kidney for selling.
God,
yeah.
that's just-
Well, what age? What
He
age?
had some-
I was thinking 5-year-old Rafe. 11-year-old Rafe be like, whatever.
No, I think
Oh my God, man.
5-year-old Jed might be a little confused about the tattoos, and then
Yeah.
middle school Jed would be stoked
Nice.
about where I'm at. I think
Oh my God.
5-year-old Jed would be like, "Why are you not digging up dinosaur bones, you moron?"
Yeah.
I thought we agreed on this.
Yeah.
I thought we agreed. So
Yeah.
you were gonna be a paleontologist, bro.
I think 6 or 7-year-old Trayvon would be pretty proud of where I am, because I was lost for a long time, man. 6 to 12 for sure. 6 to 12. Yeah.
It's getting it. I was trying to tell this to my manager, who I am older than her mom. I was trying to explain to her how, because she said, what did she say? She was basically like, she dropped the reference, and I was like, oh, she said Beverly Hills, and I was like, oh, Ninja, and she was like, Chihuahua, and I was like,
Oh, two different.
yes, and I was just trying to explain to her like how much of a trip aging is, and like how it's like, wow, we're like completely different cultural.
Ninja with
Chihuahua. Yeah. So
I was thinking of what was the actor I was in it?
oh, Chris Farley. Thank you. Chris Farley and Jim Carrey probably influenced me the most.
No doubt.
Comedically. But yeah, I was trying to, it really is, dude, you're so, the fact that I like shot up heroin at 17 is like, what were you doing, dude?
Yeah.
And even smoking weed at 12, like, what were you
good.
doing?
And
You don't know anything.
yeah.
You don't know anything, bro.
Yeah. No, it wasn't strange. My drug use didn't come till later, but my drinking and sex started at a very young age, 11 or 12. And so, like, it was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, humble brag much? All right.
yeah, I was crushing. No, dude, I was totally.
Oh, so,
Jen, that's so hard. Oh my God, guys, y'all should pray for Jen.
yes.
Yeah, bro, I can't have this dude, bro.
No, dude, it's crazy looking at it, and you're like, dude, because I'm sure I'm willing to bet that y'all are just like me. That I'm my worst critic, and so I forget a lot of the growth because I'm always constantly looking for the next. I'm always constantly wanting the next growth.
Yeah.
I want to be better in this. I want to be better in that, and I lose sight of living in actual gratitude of the present moment. Of like, look how fucking far you come. You're breathing.
Yeah.
You've already broke the matrix, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
something really out there fucking gave you the biggest, like, alley-oop in the world.
The fact that we are still alive
I
and
know.
that we did do those things so young
I
is
know. Look at you talking about,
unbelievable.
man. I fucking shot heroin at 17, bro. Look at you now.
I know that's crazy.
Look at you now.
That's why it in a lot of ways doesn't seem real a lot
you
of the time.
got kids out there that's shooting it now. And
Oh no, and they're just
dying.
they're dying.
They're dying.
It's crazy.
B-Rad, what would your 5-year-old self think of you today?
Oh shit,
Put you on the spot. I know.
that's heavy.
Yeah.
Would he be stoked? Would he be happy?
He'd be very happy in some aspects. He'd be very happy, and then he'd probably be a little disappointed in others. To be honest,
Yep, that tracks. That's where we were at
Yeah.
too.
No, that's what we were talking about. Like,
I mean, I want to make him proud.
I think you're doing it right now. Me
You
too.
know what I mean? You try,
Yeah.
you want to, and I feel like I'm not there, but
Hey, that's ambition.
yeah,
No, I think that's where a lot of us in the real world get lost. You know what I mean? It's because like we start seeing movies, we start seeing people act outside the household or even in the household, and we're like, oh, that's how we should do it, not the way I thought I should do it. And the reality is like, yes, there is trial and error learning about like real life and situations, but I think also getting back to that creativity as a child of not fearing of what the world thinks or not being said cucked by certain ideas.
Yeah.
I was like,
Love that
I love
word,
that word.
dude.
I do.
That's
one of my favorites.
like, you know, Webster's as a word of the year. Your word of life is cucked. You just are obsessed with it, dude.
Yeah, but no, I know. Look, I love it, man. But it's like it, and you're like, you get back to it, and you're like, dude, it's not even my idea. They didn't come up with that.
Oh no, I know.
You know,
And it's it was movies, all movies, bro.
But you know what?
I still do it.
And not me. I was about to say, not me. Now, granted, like movies for me is definitely like an escape, but like I think it's really the people around me. It's the people around me that like when I see their success, like even with you, you know what I'm saying? Like when I started to position where I'm at right now, bro. Like I told you, like I will be coming to you a lot, bro, because I like what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, I guess imitation is,
well, dude, but no,
flattery.
Yeah, it's
what I
true.
told you as soon as you had that job, I was like, dude, you don't need like all you need to do is be you.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was it, because like I saw it from a mile away. I was like, he would be phenomenal at this job, and yeah, dude, you're killing it. So you just learn from my mistakes. Do not and that or try to. And if you gotta have your own, I totally get it too. But no, you're doing exactly.
You know,
what
do you know what's the crazy thing to think? I was gonna say about, you know, how this 6 months has been, and it would be because I went to treatment before I went to treatment, like a month before,
Yeah.
and it would have been, had I not gotten kicked out of there, this whole trajectory would have been so different. And it's one of those like weird, interesting things where like how y'all's life would be different if I didn't relapse. You know, and
Oh, that's
it's a
dope.
trip,
It
bro.
is, man.
Yeah, and I wouldn't.
then-
Yeah, if I hadn't have met y'all, who's to say what would have happened this 6 months? You know?
Well, and I think, dude, like, just let's just say the past 6 months, dude, my life has like gotten better in a lot of ways, man. And especially when it comes to brotherhood, dude. Like I crave the facetiousness, the playfulness. I crave the conversations, and then all of a sudden, oh, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? I crave
cucking.
that, dude. Because like when you work in treatment, you're there and you're like, all right, how do I give these people as much hope as I can? And sometimes I just want to be like, just shut the fuck
Oh,
up,
yeah.
dude. You know what I mean?
Just leave.
Yeah, just shut
leave.
the fuck.
I'll buy your first bag.
Yeah, and like, and you're like, and you're like, dude, but you're like, you're trying to keep it up on this high tempo. And there's a lot of energy drained in that, which
Oh,
is the
yeah.
whole point of working in that. You know what I mean? To inspire, to hope, to give hope to these people. But you're like, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go to a meeting later on, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
the 10-step promises, and I'm just like, I'm drained, dude.
Yeah.
And like, and I've seen it in your eyes, I've seen it in yours. I know it's in mine. Like, but also that's the discipline too, though, kicking in of like, fuck how you feeling, dude. Get in there and do it.
But I will say this
There's
now.
time, yeah.
I'll be in the meeting like that, bro. And if I see y'all too, bro, it gives me that second win.
It does.
I know.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out how to say that in a non-egoic way, but it like there are like taking us out of it. There are people when I go to a meeting, I'm like, oh, thank God he's here.
Yeah.
And if they're not, I'm like, this is gonna be a rough one, dude.
No.
I know this, bro. Like, if you know this, bro, like, 'cause we in the chat together, bro. You always ask, hey, you guys are going to meet the
You know, looking forward to it. I'm like, dude, all right, well, at least I know I got a rock over there. I got a rock
and
over there.
that is part of the recovery, and that is part of like my recovery, because it is like a little recharge hour. Like it really is. That's what I guess that'll bring up in therapy, but that was like kind of a talking about balance, and like it's been brought up like what meetings I go to and what times and why I do that, and it's like that is the answer is that it is slightly social, but that is also part of the recovery, where it's like that, and that is like it's a boost.
Well, that's legacy, man.
Yeah, man.
Unity.
Yeah, no, I do. Look, I can still remember it was a few Fridays back, and I saw you there, and I saw Jed, and that was the first time I asked Jed to do the joke when I was cheering. It was like but it was such a great atmosphere. Not just because us three, not because of us three being there.
Oh yeah, Sam was
the joke
there.
had a huge thing, but there was tons of our friends there. And it was the energy was high, dude.
It
And
was.
it's contagious,
It was.
man.
It's so contagious.
It's so
It was a high.
contagious.
It was a high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, it was
I was
like-
checking my heart rate on the
Yeah,
watch,
dude.
dude.
It was like going to Taco Bell after the Friday night football game. After
Yes.
you lost or won, whatever. Everyone's at
Yes.
Taco Bell. We're hanging out, or at Sonic, or at the bowling alley, wherever.
That's
but that's
that
where we were at.
feeling of rescued from shipwreck type
For real.
thing.
Yeah,
It's just
man.
like man, and because the inverse is also true. Where like I've been to meetings where I've been like, I'm leaving, dude. I'm like this. This is I've done it too, bro. I went
a
to
handful, but I've done it, dude. I've fought it.
I was like low key irritated. 'Cause
Okay.
I went to a meeting with my my sponsee, and so I was like, I can't leave because
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
a bad
that-
example, bro. And I was like, and there was a 901 share, bro, for about 11 minutes, dog, about nothing. Nothing. And I was just like,
Well, so that's a great segue, though, dude. So what is it? There's a couple things for me, but what is it for you, Trayvon, Jed, and I'll go to me about like when you're at those meetings, you don't want to be there. What's the push? What's the motivating factor? What's that?
You there?
Yeah.
Me sharing.
yeah.
I hope that was what you. You kind of said that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, both of y'all said like, "What are you doing?" Because I feel like I have to then because
Right.
It gets me out of that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It get like if I share, I can't just share and just drop the mic and just fucking walk out.
Nope.
Right.
You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
no.
Because the people that do, you're like,
Yeah.
you. The ones that like grab the ship and then they go on.
I tell you this though, usually when I do that, bro, a few people will come up after me
Right.
and get my phone number.
Right.
You know, so
And that's the whole purpose of what it's
But I
for.
don't do that all the time. though. I walk out. I walk out probably 40% of the time.
If it, yeah,
That's
dude,
high.
it depends. If it's like egregious, where it's just like, dude, what is happening here? There's,
So what's the motivating factor for you?
yeah, I tried to. It's the same thing when I would like, it's like my struggle with like organized religion and like disagreeing with a lot of the way churches are ran. I mean, I had like a big spiritual thing about it. It's like, okay, well, is it just my ego, and am I just looking at why is this bad for me and not what I can bring to it? So I have to try my best to reframe it and be like, okay, well, this is still, I don't know if it's not about me is what it boils down to. That's most, I mean, in my best moments, that's when I can.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. There's a couple things that run across my mind. I've talked about it before, maybe I don't hear, but I remember like it's definitely I look at my photos of my son, and sometimes I'll get more lost in looking at the photos of my son than actually being at the meeting. That's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
But it's also sometimes where it's like, all right, I'm here because I know damn good and well I don't have to worry tomorrow or tonight about going to you or whatever it is. Not that I'm like in this area of like once you get to a certain point in recovery, you're good if you continuously work your program, you know what I
Right.
mean? But at the same time, paradoxically, it's like, dude, I could be 1 mile away from the needle, and it's so weird. But it's like, but I'm content on if I'm doing the next thing as best as I can, I'm gonna be okay. And so when I'm at a meeting, and once I walk in and sit down, and the meeting starts, I've maybe left a handful, out of just pure selfishness.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
like just going. And but then another thing that'll pop into my head is like, and this is perfectionism. Like it'll be like, no, this is whatever. Like you need to be here. You showed up.
Yeah.
And it's also discipline too. So it's
That's-
like
yep.
it can get caught between that the discipline of like, no, I need to be. I showed up. I said I'd be here. I'm here. So let's stick this out. Like you can't sit still for 1 fucking hour.
Sometimes I'll just use it as an exercise to be still for an hour.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard.
Sometimes
That
it
is so hard, dude.
Sometimes it is, dude.
Yeah, sometimes I can't listen to some of those things that like, even if I want to share, bro. I'm in full of self. I'm full of self. You know what I'm saying? I know that, and it's like, damn. And it's like I don't feel like I'm judging in any sense, but I probably am at heart, But it's just like, are you serious right now? Like, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone.
I know. Sometimes it's
And it's just, but it's
sometimes it's extreme enough
it
to be.
feels, you know what it
entertaining.
feels like? I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels like I'm at a meeting in treatment for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing that pops up in my head, and this is something that like I've grown better into the sense of like doing this action, but like if I'm close enough to that person, I'll pull them aside after the meeting, or kind of be like, "Hey, man, like what? If they're actually looking for like, or like, you know what I mean? Like I'll kind of be like, "Hey, dude, like, what were you doing? Like,
Yeah.
we kind." But if I'm not, like, it's hard for me to say it's my cart, my horse kind of
Right.
Yeah.
But so you
Yeah.
gotta find like it's like if I like I would expect y'all to do it to me, vice versa.
That's different.
That's different,
That's
right?
different.
No,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like when I'm close to someone or whatever, but then when I'm not, I'm like, that's not. Is that my job? But then at the same time, is it my home group? And if it is, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's certain levels
Situational.
for sure. And then like sometimes I guess all of us working in treatment, it's like you could tell if there's mental illness there.
Yes.
So you give grace.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
definitely
yes,
give
yes.
grace. You know what I'm
That
saying?
too.
Now when
That
it
too.
just becomes so disrespectful, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like the same mental illness presents itself every week, where
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Not me.
Wait, now we're just encouraging.
Yeah, encouraging back.
And this is just my recovery. You know what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah, we're
I'm-
in a lot of ways we're just talking shit.
Yeah,
like
that's what-
not yeah. This
Yeah,
is-
I mean, this is what we wanted.
I tell you what though, one of my favorite things on earth is an absolute unhinged off the wall share, bro, where I can just be like look at someone and go, what? What?
No, yeah, dude. All you gotta do is look at your friends.
It was like some like for stripper, bro. There have been so many self-confessed
Yeah,
strippers
oh, I
lately
know,
where I'm
I
like,
know.
does he need to? Do we need to?
bell rings and still
Hey,
talking.
just ignore it. Oh, that's my
And,
favorite.
and I'm
too.
looking at Jen.
Oh, I can't. I my face will show it.
No, I know.
Oh,
I'll
my
grin
face
and I'll
will
look
show-
up,
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah,
or I'll look down and I'm like,
yeah.
because I'm not trying to catch. I'm not trying to make it contagious to the light.
Right.
Because I'm like,
But it's
Yeah.
and we get it, man.
well, and then whatever full ownership. And then it will make me think of like the times of oh god, I had some cringe shares, dude, back in the day when I thought I knew some shit, dude.
Oh god.
I remember thinking I was the first man on earth to say the fear stands for like face everything and recover or whatever, and like thinking it was gonna be the most profound,
standing tall on it. It's
Bro.
like welcome
Just-
to recovery. man.
Yeah, yes, dude, yes, yes.
dude.
So it's a total spot. Got it.
Welcome to recovery.
Yes,
Jack,
bumper
yeah.
sticker recovery, just like regurgitating everything you hear.
Yeah, dude, which is good. I mean, like, look, keep picking up. Here's a little. I'll put you on game. Anyone out there? It's like I'd go to the morning or afternoon meetings to learn knowledge, and
And then share it. Yeah, that's what everybody does, dude. It's
And
just
look,
what-
man, but I tell you what, it worked. I'm still here by the grace of God and multiple gods and all this thing, man. It's insane, but yeah, man, if you're out there and you're doing this thing, I mean, look, my hat's off to you. It's not hard, it's not easy, but we tend to complicate it, and so talking to someone out there that's got a little bit more time than you is like, it's just so highly suggested because it's like you don't know what you don't know, man, and you shouldn't. you know, and that's good. If you're saying you don't know, then you're in the right track, man, because you don't have the experience yet or whatever it may be, but lean on your fellows, man, and gravitate towards it. And I would say be around the winners. I don't like that quote. That's a me personal thing, but like be around people that want this just as bad as you do.
Yeah.
And I think that you'll find peace and contentment and a brother and sisterhood, man, that you never had, or maybe you had before and you wanted more of it. And it's there. You just got to keep looking for it, you know? And that's something I have to live by, and we all three have to live by. It's like we have to keep searching.
And you could definitely, you know, to kind of piggyback off of Rafe, you could definitely call me at 281-330-8004.
Hit Mike Jones about the logo.
Oh,
Mike Jones about
I was about to say, wait, dude. I put my phone number out on my phone. I was all.
It looked like,
I was like, whoa, dog. Like, okay, I did that. I was like, I was in. Anyway, it was. I meant well. It was like I'd lost someone else to $USI. And so I was like, if anybody needs to, just here's my number, bro.
Yeah.
When I tell you some of the calls I got, this lady from California, bro, I still to this day have no idea what the fuck she was talking about.
Yeah.
But she called me about every day for like a week, and then I do.
sponsoring.
No, dog. No. And then this one cat. That's when you just find out that truly there is just
Levels to the
out there. Yeah, there's this one dude just called me every day. It's like, I think I'm gonna kill myself, and I was like,
611.
I'm gonna call the hospital. And then he's like, well, no. And then the next day, I was like, bro, you can't just call me every day and tell me that you're like, this is not how this works, my dude.
Yeah, I remember the first suicidal conversation I had in recovery, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what? And I was like, I can't even wipe my own ass, much less, what the hell do I do with this? Thank God for speaking out, don't get me wrong. But like in my head of myself, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And come to find out it was a reoccurring theme, but yeah, man.
Dude, this was before fentanyl, but this was in my grand sponsor, Florence, South Carolina. I guess this was in like 2008, something like that. His whole thing was that if he ever had like some alcoholic that would call and be like, I think I'm really suicidal, would be like, have you ever tried heroin? Like,
oh my God.
maybe do that. Like, maybe that'll give you a reason to live. Like, you basically, like, I get it. It's like, if you're willing to just die, like, maybe try something else first. Like, you ever done coke? Like, that might.
Yeah, dude.
So he'd literally be like, have you considered heroin?
Holy shit, dude.
Don't do that.
Yeah, dude, definitely do not do that. But I also get where it is.
Yeah, I get where it was coming from.
I
And
do.
it's a valid. It's
I
like,
do.
I mean, dude, if you're really just gonna give up, try something first.
Love the comment section coming up on this
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Well, look, I got something for your comment section real quick. Kind of want to bring this up last episode, but you know, I get a lot of comments to from friends of mine. That said, I'm the whitest black person they know.
Not us,
You know,
by the way.
You know, not y'all. You know, but I do want to say, that is, it's somewhat offensive. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's kind of a microaggression a little bit.
It's an
you know?
underhanded insult.
Yeah. But you know, the crazy part is, I got black friends that tell me that too. You know, so my thing is, you know, like, well, damn, you know, like, what is the blackest person supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to be a thug?
Right. That's equally as racist.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
so it's like, but kind of like how you said, like, I'm just myself now. Now my friends from the hood, you know what I'm saying, that I grew up with, like, they just knew like I was just different, you know. And
Right.
I just, you know, that's why I always hashtag normal is boring. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of it's very I am who I am, you know, and I don't know how to be nothing else, you know.
You know what the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison version of they would say, oh, that Obama ass motherfucker.
Nah, cause I done went to Hunts, you know what I'm saying? I done went to DCI, I done went to Faraday, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be that,
Right,
I could be that
right,
picture,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
I could be him, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it doesn't serve any purpose for me.
Yeah.
You
No,
what
I
I'm saying?
know.
Like, that's-
No, I
yeah.
pretty much strictly thought it was just very funny.
Yeah.
that their term for like a whitest black guy was Obama.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, big-
But no, I can no. That was so like in like I'm sure you heard like Oreo that term.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
like that was when
yeah.
we were in high school,
Yeah.
and yeah, like goes back to like God, we're just dumb kids that don't understand anything of like thinking. Oh yeah, like that's somehow a compliment when it really is like, oh, so you're saying that this person doesn't belong anywhere,
Right.
is what you're really
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Whatever that boy name was, Django and Stephon.
Yeah, Stefano Bell. Yeah.
You know, like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
So-
all the time.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So
yeah.
Trayvon,
Like
so
an
what's
Urkel.
what would be the question to put out there?
Help me out. I'm kind of lost right now.
So
What makes you the whitest black person?
I don't know.
You know.
I don't know. The
So-
Pearsons maybe?
No. So I
Definitely not the music I listen to.
No.
So I made a phone call before I got here about one guy that would
who?
say that.
Jesse Jackson?
It doesn't really matter who it is,
oh shoot.
and it's so
That
So I called a friend of ours, close to all three of us, and I was like, "So what does make Trayvon the whitest black person?" And this is his response. It's so stupid. He's just, oh my God, he's very proper in the way he speaks. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Okay," so I was like, "That right there is,
That's when he hit it with compared to.
Now also this
You
is,
make them say it.
You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
Yeah.
You know, like
You make them say what they mean. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. And so I was like, okay. And I was like, well then, followed up. I was like, well then, who's the blackest white person in the group? I thought it was gonna be me. We all knew it wasn't gonna be me. It was you, Jed.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah,
so racist.
yeah. This is not coming from me. This is coming from a close source of ours.
Dox them. Who?
Yeah,
Name and phone number.
they got enough shit. They got enough shit out there.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew you did.
I mean, you're the second favorite African American.
That's
Yeah,
That's
yeah, Dave. You good now, bro.
It was.
Hey, we all know who I'm talking about, by the way. I love you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
That's cool though. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, it is offensive both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how. I mean, I do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it serves me. It serves me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I feel like even then, you know what though? It may have a little merit to it because in those settings, I wasn't opposing for sure, but it was just like I was a product of my environment then, just like I'm a product of my environment now. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's what it is for me. You know, like I could go back to the hood and still be who I am with y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of, and I called this, I future predicted this a long time ago, but it was like when Lil Wayne was like the first dude to start wearing skinny jeans in the black community. I was like, oh, it's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
Because I was wearing skinny jeans when you had to buy girl jeans. They didn't
Yeah.
make them.
Yeah,
right. Back
yeah.
in high school, you had to buy girl jeans. That was like, and then it became like, then as soon as like Lil Wayne was pretty much the tipping point, whereas like then everybody started wearing skinny.
Yeah.
But it's like, go ahead and say it.
What?
What?
No,
Huh?
no.
Oh, I saw the
No,
the
look,
Grand
dude,
Star
if anything, I'm like, yeah, of course, Jim wore girl jeans. But dude.
Yeah,
About to say, well, thank
we listen. We
They got Lil Wayne.
we walked so these youngsters could run. Okay, in the tight little pants, bro. Yeah, dude.
Hey, dude, I love skinny jeans. I love all of them, dude.
I can't wear baggy. It feels very
No,
uncomfortable.
I feel, I'm
I
not
never
for it.
did. Oh, I couldn't do baggy because my grandmother. Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to either.
Well, yeah, my grandmother didn't play no game.
Yeah, I tried to buy some
I wear
Jinkos. and
belt,
my
I
mom was
wear
like,
belts even
absolutely
with my
not.
skinny jeans. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Because, bro, look, she see any
ass.
any crack. Period.
Yeah.
Any crack. Even it could be the top of the crack.
Yeah.
Or she go
Yeah.
5 finger. You know, she back slap the. Well, look.
Look, now, dude, well,
Shout
look,
out to Charlie. I love you.
that was like me when I was starting to wear short dude. I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
I remember this girl's day at the time. She's like, they look I don't really like them on it. And you know what I did? I doubled down. I bought more.
Bought them 5
Yeah,
inches.
I did. I was like, yeah, I'm looking out.
Who did that? 3 inches insane. At that point, it's popping out. At that point,
well, dude, I mean, yeah. But look, guys, we appreciate it. And before we leave, Trayvon or Jed, would you like to leave them with a message of
Like, share, subscribe.
don't at me, bro.
yeah, at Jed?
Oh, at Jed.